All right. Hey, welcome everyone. This is Jordan with Day Trade Smart, and we've got a great webinar for you today on learning how to day trade. And to do that, we've invited a special guest in. We've got Hiram with us today. And Hiram got started a little over 4 years ago and has had a lot of success day trading. So, Hiram, before I turn the time over to you, I just want to go through a couple of housekeeping items. Number one, everyone's in listen-only mode, but the chat box is live, so that's where you're going to want to enter your questions. And we've got one of our Day Trade Smart advisors on with us, and he's going to be doing his best to answer your questions while Hiram is showing you the basics of day trading. So number two, let's do a quick sound check. So if you can hear me, go into the chat box and just type yes. All right, cool. It looks like our sound is working perfectly. All right, lastly, before I turn the time over to Hiram, I just want to see what type of experience you guys have had in the trading world. So if you're brand new, go ahead and type in brand new in the chat box. If you have some experience, if you'll put in which markets and how long you've been trading in those markets. All right, cool. Looks like we've got some Forex, futures, stock market, options, brand new. All right, I'm seeing a lot of brand new to day trading, which is great. So we're going to keep this super simple today so everybody can understand this. And then if you have more in-depth questions, we'd definitely love to talk to you after this webinar. So with that, it looks like we're ready to move forward, Hiram. So I'm going to turn the time over to you.
Thank you for that introduction, Jordan. My name is Hiram Cherez. I am a day trader, and I've been using this system for going on 4 years now. I'm really excited to show you what I've learned, and hopefully you guys will find the same excitement in this and feel like this is the right program for you. Later we'll talk about how you get involved with us. For now, we want to kind of show you how our indicators work first of all. So what we're looking at is the ES market, the S&P Mini, and this market runs on contracts. So in order to get into the market, you're leveraging contracts. Now, most brokers require at least a $2,500 minimum in order to leverage one contract in this market, just as a deposit into your account, like a good faith deposit. Sometimes it's higher than that, sometimes lower. In our case, the brokers that we use allow us $500 per contract. So today what we're going to be using is 5 contracts because that's equivalent to what most brokers require just to leverage one contract. So $500 5 times is $2,500, right? Really quickly, I want to explain to you how the candlesticks work. Candlesticks are representative of what happens within that time frame in terms of price, how high the price went, how low the price went. Because we're looking at a 1-minute chart, each of these candles is worth 1 minute of data. And you'll notice that we've got little wicks or little sticks that hang up above the candles and below the candles, like this green candle here. That is called a shadow on the bottom. The wick is what's on top. And those represent how high the market went for that time frame and how low the market went for that particular time frame. The body of the candle represents the open and the close of that particular candle. So a green candle opens at the bottom, moves up, and closes at the top. Now within this candle, it actually moved down and then went up probably to about that high and then came and settled back down right about there. And so the red candles obviously will grow from top to bottom and do the same thing. So on this red candle, it moved up, came down, settled. So here's the settle, the open, and the settle, and then moves on to the next candle, so on and so forth. Now this market moves in quarter-point increments. You'll notice right here, 23.78.25. It moved up. It went to 23.28.50. If it moves down, it minuses a quarter point. Obviously, in 1 minute, you can move more than just a quarter point. But that is the smallest amount of profit you can take in the futures market in the ES minis is 1 quarter point. So we'll be using 5 contracts. Each contract for per quarter point of gain gives you $12.50. So in our case, we'll actually be making about $62.50 per quarter point, and that's all we're going to be going for is just those quarter point increments. What we're going to be looking for is in these indicators down here. They look very similar to indicators I'm sure you've seen in the past. For those of you that have been in the industry before, they look like an RSI or a stochastic. There's a number of things that I'm sure they resemble. The difference is the algorithm. The algorithm is what is proprietary to our company. So the signals that you're going to receive are proprietary to our organization. They're actually the most leading indicators in the industry. Now, the green and red line represent the majors in the market, the big dogs, right? The institutions, billions, trillions of dollars leveraged in the market. The gray and black line represents the small investors or day traders. Now, the gray and black are always trying to do what the green and red are doing because those are the guys that move the market, right? But every once in a while, they'll agree, which is what we're going to wait for. We're going to use a very basic signal. It's called a double cross. And when we see that signal, we're going to go to knock it down. We're not going to talk about any nuanced or complicated signals today because that would take too much time. So we're just going to focus on a really basic gimme signal. This thick blue line represents the overbought portion of the market. When the lines reside above the overbought together, it means that it's due to give back to sell to give back to the sell side. Now, it doesn't mean that it's going to sell right away, nor does it mean it's going to sell aggressively. It just means that it's due to sell. Same thing when they reside below this red line. They're due to buy. Again, same rule applies. It doesn't mean they're going to buy very aggressively, and it doesn't mean they're going to buy right away. It just means that they're due for one. So the signal we're going to look for is when they both agree, when both the major and minor agree. And what that looks like is a double cross. So green below red, gray below black when they're above the blue line, pointed down. And if they remain that way for the duration of that minute, then we're going to go ahead and short the market. Same thing when we reside below the red line. When they cross up and remain that way for the duration of that minute, we're going to go ahead and go long in the market and take a buy trade. So we're going to wait for that setup and see if we can knock down a couple of trades for our time today. Now, when I enter the market, I'm going to use what's called market execution. So I'm going to press either a buy or a sell button, and that's going to put me into the market, and it's also going to set my take profit. It's already preset for take profit for a quarter point. So I'm going to press one button. It's going to put me into my entry, and it's also going to have my exit mapped out as well. So if it happens quick, I don't have to worry about fumbling around with pressing the button and getting out of my trade, or fumbling around with trying to set an exit after the fact. Instead, it'll already be set for me. So if you notice here, we have the minors crossed down, and we also have the majors crossed down. They reside above the blue right now. So if those remain that way for the duration of this 46 seconds, we're going to go ahead and sell or short the market for a quarter point. So we're going to wait for the time remaining to expire, and then we're going to go ahead and short for a quarter point. So we've got about 30 seconds left. We do have our crosses. Now, the reason why we wait for the post is because a lot of times you'll notice that the majors will change directions. It'll look like they're going to post, and then they'll actually start pointing up, which will uncross and nullify that particular signal. So we want them to be committed for the duration of this candle. And if they are, then we're going to go ahead and enter for a quarter point short trade. We got about 7 seconds. I'm going to hover over this sell button. We do have our double crosses. We got about 1 second. There's the post, so we're going to short from there. We did get a little bit of slippage, which is pretty normal. And then we've got our exit here. Now you'll notice we'll have to go through that line in order to take profit because of slippage and first in, first out rules. So we actually have to go out at least a half a point in order to get a quarter point profit. So we've been in this for about 20 seconds. We're not profitable. There we go. So about 23 seconds, and we took profit. You'll notice that our daily profit is reflected here on the left. And then we'll wait for our next setup. Let's see. Now our next setup, what we're hoping for is for these lines to then extend oversold and then do the same thing and cross back up. Like they did for us on top, just reverse, right? So we want them to actually be oversold and pointed up, or overbought and pointed down. Obviously, there are other signals we can trade on. Again, we're not going to talk about any of those signals today. We're going to focus on just these very basic ones. These indicators are great about giving us the lead-in on the first candle, so we're not having to wait for any kind of additional validation, right? We're going to be able to execute very efficiently on the first candle. Looks like we are starting to get a double cross back into the buy side here. Minors are crossed and entering the channel. Majors are also crossed and entering as well, but we've got about 38 seconds left. So let's wait for that time to expire, and then we're going to go ahead and put in our buy, and the same thing is going to happen. It's going to put us enter the market, and it's also going to have our take profit as well. So let's wait a couple seconds. We got about 24 seconds. If that remains, we're going to go ahead and take our buy, and we're going to go for another quarter point here. All right, so waiting for that, about 13 seconds. We got a nice strong double cross. It's starting to move back up, and obviously we've got somewhat of an uptrend here. So wait for about 4 seconds to, there we go, good. So now we're looking for just a quarter point to the buy side here. And once we get that, we'll look for one more setup. I'd like to see if we have time to show you a couple of the other indicators. We'll look at it on the Forex market. We do have a number of people that trade on the Forex market as well. The biggest reason for that is because generally when people get started with us, they've got their full-time jobs or they got their 9-to-5s. They're not trading for a living right off the bat. But because the Forex is open from Sunday at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard to Friday at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard. Okay, it looks like we got out of that trade. It took about 40 seconds. 24 hours a day, 5 days a week on the Forex market, there's plenty of opportunities to trade when you're not at work. Whereas in the futures market, the prime times to trade are generally when people are grinding it out in their 9-to-5. So it doesn't leave you a lot of opportunity to play in the market or to practice. So a lot of people, especially that we train and coach, will try their hand at Forex first, which we are big fans of Forex because it gives us a lot more options in terms of exit method. We can hedge and price average, and those things are things that may not make sense to you right now, but they're just additional ways to protect your trades. Obviously, no one's 100%. So at some point, you're going to have a losing trade on your hands. And you want to be able to negotiate that losing trade to the best of your ability so that you're not risking your entire account or even a significant amount of your profit to that point on a losing trade. You want your balance and your equity to always be moving up and to the right. Everyone's going to have losers. It happens. We actually train our members quite extensively on how to mitigate those losers. And it's not something we're going to touch on today, but as part of our program, and then of course the trial program that I talked about, we'll further elaborate on some of that, in different sessions. So now we're overbought. We're looking for our double cross to the short side. If we can get that double cross, we'll take this third trade, and then we'll call it a day from there. You can see we've got our daily profit. Now, one thing that is important to understand in day trading is that you can trade both directions. It's not like stocks where the market has to go up in order for you to make profit. You can trade both up and down. If the market is moving down, like in our first trade, we shorted the market, we made profit. If the market's moving up, then we go long in the market. So it just depends on what direction the market is moving, and then you're able to take that profit for that particular move in whatever direction it's moving in. So we've got a double cross here, 10 seconds left. Let's see if that holds. If it does, we're going to go ahead and take our short trade. So about 2 seconds. There's the post, and we sell. Okay, so we're in a sell trade here. We need the market to move down beyond this bottom green line in order to take profit. Another thing that's important to understand is, that was quick. Got out of that one in less than 15 seconds. And you can see our daily profit here on the left. Looks like we may have gotten a little extra on that first trade because we only took 3 trades, but we're equaling about 250. And sometimes that happens. The market blasts through your position. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's nice. It'll give you that extra profit. So from start to finish, it looks like we were trading for about 8 minutes and yielded $250. I'm sure most of you guys could use an extra $250, especially if it only takes about 8 minutes to make, right? Just a quick explanation of how our indicators work, and again, how they're catching the signal on the first candle and not having to wait much beyond that. Again, we do have other indicators that we use. The TNT indicators up here, we have people that trade binaries with those particular indicators. We've got the majors and minors that we were just looking at a moment ago. We've got a pressure indicator. You use all these indicators or just a few of them, whatever your preference is. Some people like to use a combination of a few of them, depending on what market they're trading on, whether it's a Forex or the futures market, whatever the case may be. We've also got an echo indicator that works more as a confirmation, and this is actually working on the euro versus US dollar right now, as are these. And these are actually showing you multiple time frames. So this may look a little confusing to you right now, but later on it just becomes second nature. So I want to explain to you how our system breaks down and kind of where it comes from. So to do that, I want to introduce a gentleman to you by the name of Kevin Jones Sr. This gentleman is who created the algorithm, the indicators. He started trading early 80s into the 90s, and somewhere in the early 90s, he created this algorithm and shopped around for a company to encrypt the algorithm. And nobody wanted to take on the task. It was very, very complex, complicated. Finally, he found Sierra Chart, who created Green Chart for him. And he used them for himself for his own trading. He shared them with friends and family, with his children later on. And we have Kevin Jones Jr., who is his son, to thank for providing them to the rest of us, because it was never about business. It was never about making profit by selling the indicators, but just to use for themselves. And it wasn't until about 2007, 2008 that Kevin Jones Jr. and their friend Matt Pohl were using these in the market, and everyone else was losing their shirts, and they were making money. And they approached Senior and asked if it was something that they could provide to others, to help, circumvent the market, especially during those volatile times. Senior agreed as long as they provided adequate training and ongoing support. He remembered how it felt to be in a closet by himself trading and not having anybody to support him. For those of you that have ever traded before and have only traded by yourselves, you know how that feels. So we've got tons of support. We support all of our members. We have daily webinars and trades that we take with our members, and we'll get into some of that. So our solution, again, is long-term help and support. We have the most elite proprietary leading indicators in the industry, very sophisticated online training courses that are going to take you from whatever knowledge you already have and add to it. If you have zero knowledge, then we're going to build and from that and show you the ins and outs of how the market works, right down to the ABCs, right? And then, we probably won't have a lot of bad habits to break either. So definitely something for everyone. We have daily webinars that we do with our members, both trading and training, where we're going to continue your education on a regular basis. We take 2 trades a day, Monday through Thursday, and we take a trade on Sunday with our members. And then we've got, actually on Thursday, we've got 3 trades. We've got a futures trade and then 2 Forex trades. And then Monday through Wednesday, we've got 2 Forex trades per day. Sunday, we've got a huge Forex trade that we do on multiple currency pairs. We have very affordable entries for both the education and the markets. And I'm going to talk to you guys about those packages here in just a moment. And again, tons and tons of support. You're always going to have someone to talk to, someone to reach out to ask your questions to get clarification on, to trade with. It's a very robust system full of support. So we're going to go top down here. I'm going to talk about our top tier program, and that's Trader Executive. We're seeing some awesome things come out of Trader Executive. $15,595 is enrollment, $281 for membership and indicators, and Green Chart charges their own fee. That's the algorithm. That's the company that encrypts their algorithm. They charge $45.99. They're a separate company. We don't have any intentions of ever owning them because we would have to become a broker, and we're not interested in becoming a broker. With the Trader Executive, you're getting 1 year paid indicators. So the $281 that you'd pay monthly is actually going to be waived for the first year. In addition to that, you're going to get a 2-day coaching retreat and a meal with the founders. So we're going to fly you down to our headquarters here in Lehi, Utah, and you're going to have executive training. It's 16 hours of boot camp training. We're seeing the most incredible results from this training. Individuals are taking that learning curve and sometimes cutting it in half. They're getting awesome funding. In addition to that, we're also giving you 12 weeks of personalized coaching one-on-one. So it's not a group setting. You're going to know your coach by name. He or she is going to know you by name. You're going to grow and develop with this coach. They're going to understand your trading strategies, your habits, your personality, and they're going to help you cultivate a trading approach that is best for you. So it's an individual approach. It's not a blanket approach. We're going to give you step-by-step software setup and assistance. You're going to have access to all the basic and advanced online training, weekly continued educations, webinars, on-it trades, and trader chat. We have a trader chat where you can put it on your phone or access it through the computer where you're able to chat with other traders and coaches. People are posting trades, asking questions. You can ask questions. It's very engaging. It's an awesome, awesome chat room that we're seeing, again, great results from. With the Trader Executive, you're also going to get a trading account funded up to $100,000, and you're going to keep 80% of the profit that you make trading our money using our indicators and our training. We like to have skin in the game. We don't want to front load our fees. Now, I'm sure some of you have shopped around for programs like ours that include coaching and funding, and you'll notice that there's sometimes twice or even 3 times what we charge, even for our top tier program. We are very reasonably priced in the market for our industry. And the reason for that is because our business model revolves around our membership and indicators. We want to make sure that we keep you happy, so we are an at-will membership. That means that if we don't perform for you, you cut us out. We don't want that to happen. So we have some buy-in to always make sure that we're providing world-class support training, ongoing training, initial training for the duration of your membership. We want to make sure that you are successful in the market. If you're not successful in the market, you're not going to continue with your membership with us. We have skin in the game just like you do. I do want to preface by saying that it's not often that someone gets funded $100,000 right off the bat, right? Otherwise, you're just going to, skip out on us. We don't want that to happen. We want you to start off reasonably and grow your account respectfully. Most people on the Trader Executive, you're probably starting around $7,000 to $10,000 in your account, and then every 3 months, if you're doing well, you'll get an increase. Now we don't care if you grow the account by double or triple, or you're making all this money in the market. What we care is that you're making smart trades. Even if you're barely growing the account, it's barely moving in terms of the balance and equity. If the trades are smart and they're consistent, that's what we want to see, and those are the people that we continue to fund extra. So every 3 months, you're going to get a review. Your trading looks good. We're going to increase the amount that we've funded you. Now, the other great part about funding is that our 20% we leave in the account. Your 80% gets taken out, put into a separate brokerage that you can trade on simultaneously with the live account or trade exclusively. You can cash it out. You can do whatever you want with it. The 20% we let ride. We leave in that account so you can continue to grow that account. It's an awesome program. Right now what we're doing for this month is we're knocking $2,000 off of Trader Executive. Already low price of $15,595. We're knocking $2,000 off. $13,595 for this month. So definitely want to jump on that as soon as possible. $13,595. I'll show you the next program, which is a Trader Pro Funded. Trader Pro Funded is $71.95 enrollment, $281 for membership and indicators, and of course that green chart fee for $45.99. Here you're going to get 12 weeks of personalized coaching with that one-on-one coach. And that's going to be, again, at whatever your schedule permits. We're going to make sure that we fit you in with a coach whose schedule permits the same. So you're not, and it's all done webinar, so you're not having to go somewhere to coach and take out of your busy schedule. You're going to want to do it on time that you have to focus, perhaps after work, or a couple hours after you get out of work, when dinner's done and you're settled down, or early in the morning, whatever the case may be. You're going to get the step-by-step software setup and assistance here as well. Of course, access to all the basic and advanced online training, weekly continued education, webinars, on-it trades, trader chat. If you're near a brick and mortar, if you're in Utah or other parts of the country where we have brick and mortar, Wednesday nights we have members come in that are local to those areas for beginner and advanced training. And so you sit in a group setting and you're able to learn from the pros. We have coaches that moderate those every week. And that's in addition to all the online training and continued education and trades that we take. So you're going to be able to take advantage of all of that with the Trader Pro Funded as well. And you're going to get a trading account funded up to $100,000. Here you're going to keep 60% of your profit. 40% is going to stay in the account to continue to grow it. That 60% is going to be put into a separate account that you can trade or you can cash out, whatever you want to do with it. It's a great program. This one we're also running a promotion on this month. We're knocking $600 off of the Trader Pro funded, $65.95 for enrollment. Or you can opt to have 3 months of indicators for free. So that's more like an $843 value. Definitely more value in taking 3 months of indicators. But for those of you that just would rather it come off of the front end, that's $600 off. So bringing it to $65.95. Great, best prices we've had in a long time, folks. Now is the time. If you guys were considering getting into trading, if you guys are considering our program, now is the time to do it. The next program is the Trader Pro. This one we see a lot of companies do. We've got trucking companies that will use us to teach one of their accountants how to get into the market so that they can purchase futures in fuel that they use for their vehicles. Companies that are up and comers, they're developing a product and they just need to, bring in some money to pay for their bottom line in the meantime. Trader Pro is $41.95, $281 for membership and indicators, and of course the green chart for $45.99 a month. This does not have any funding. So you fund 100% of your account, but guess what? Because you're funding it, you keep 100% of the profit. There's no profit split there. Our business model is revolves around membership and indicators. Again, we want to have skin in the game. We want to have those mutually aligned benefits, right? We want to make sure that we're always performing for you. So we don't bank on the fact that our traders, although they do well, we don't bank on the fact that they're going to make tons of money trading, and that's what we're going to use to keep our bottom line healthy and put money in our pockets as a business. Instead, we want to make sure that our members are always satisfied. 6 weeks of personalized coaching here. So you're getting less coaching, but still a great program. That's still going to be the one-on-one coaching with a mentor, and that again is going to be at your time. You're still going to get access to all the basic and advanced online training, weekly continuing education, webinar on it, trades, and trader chat. Again, you'll fund your own account here after 6 weeks, and you'll keep 100% of the profit. The last package I want to talk to you about is the Trader Lite. This is the one I kind of alluded to earlier on. This is the kick the tires, try us out program, because let's face it, it doesn't matter if this program works great for us. It doesn't matter if it works great for all of our members. If it doesn't work for you, as far as you're concerned, it doesn't work. And this is how you find out whether or not it's going to work. You want to make an educated decision as to whether or not we're the right fit for you. Normally, Trader Lite is $449 for enrollment, $281 for membership and indicators, and green chart for $45.99. Here, you're still going to get the step-by-step software setup and assistance, access to all the basic online training, which if you price just the basic online training around, people are paying $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 for the basic training that we're giving at this price point. It's incredible. You're going to get access to all the weekly continued educations, webinars, on it trades, trader chat. So you're going to have a full, robust 360-degree view of what we're all about in that 30-day trial. I'll tell you right now, it usually takes people a week to 2 weeks to determine whether or not we're the right fit for them. The caveat here is you cannot trade with real money until you upgrade to one of the other packages with our program. So those of you that are already traders, you can continue to trade, obviously, with your accounts and your system and strategy. Ours, we expect that you go through the proper training before you try to utilize our system in the live market. It's because there's a lot there that needs to be learned, and we want to make sure that we prepare people. Like Senior said, we need to provide adequate training. We need to provide adequate support. Make sure you guys are ready to take on our approach and our system in the market to be successful. Our traders are trading at 85, some of them 90, high 90% win rates, believe it or not, doing incredible things. During the Trader Lite, you will get a demo account that you'll be able to use in the live market, but just paper money. So you're not risking any real money, but you're getting the real experience. For those of you that have ever used a demo account before, you guys know that the demo account is just like the real account. The differences during announcements and high emotional times where the market just shoots off in one direction or another because of first in, first out and things like that, and you may not be able to get in or out where you intend. But regular trading, even during high volume times, a demo account is going to work just like a live account. So this is going to give you an awesome opportunity to try us out and get a good idea as to whether or not we are the right fit for you. Now, Trader Lite is not designed to make you some, a proficient trader like the rest of our members, but it is designed to give you a taste, right? You want to test drive it to determine if it's something that's right for you. Within those first couple weeks, you're going to know. You're going to know if this is right for you. Right now, we're offering a killer promotion on Trader Lite just to try us out. $97 total. That's it. No $449 enrollment, no $281 for membership and indicators, no green chart fee for $45.99. We're covering green chart as well. It's actually over a $730 value when you consider green chart. $97 to try us out. That means for $97, you're getting education that you would pay 10 times that amount anywhere else. You're going to be able to leave with that. If you decide that we're not the right company for you, you already have the education. You can move on with that and perhaps try out another company or whatever the case may be. $97 this month to try us out for 30 days. After those 30 days, the membership and indicators are $281 and green chart for $45.99, and that obviously is optional. There's no commitment to continue with us. Normally, like I said, most people only need a couple weeks. You don't need, the full 30 days, much less an additional 30 days thereafter. Now, 74% of people that meet us and listen to this introduction try us out. So the question you have to ask is, are you the 26% that just say, you know what, I'm going to pass. It's not for me, which is totally fine. Or are you the 74% that says, this is interesting enough that I want to at least know if this is right for me and give us a shot at $97. Guys, on your right, you'll notice that there's a link that'll pop up if it hasn't already, and it's a link to enroll now. So go ahead and press that, and let's go through the enrollment process. One of our staff will follow up with you thereafter and set up an onboarding so we can get your indicators set up. We can enroll you in all the webinars, and we can get you going on your 30-day trial. For those of you that are ready to go, you guys have seen us before. You feel like this is right for you. A lot of people that we talk to say, I've been looking for something like this for so long. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm ready to get involved. Awesome. It's the same process. Click on that button. It'll bring you to another site. We'll get you all set up. I appreciate your time today. I hope I get the opportunity to speak to you guys one-on-one and work with you a little more closely. For now, I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and I look forward to speaking with you. Thank you. Bye-bye.